The word altitude is often bandied around the world of cycling, whether it be during the highest mountain passes during the Grand Tours, or when amateur riders head out to training camps to test themselves at altitude itself. But what does it do to the body, and how can you prepare for it? And does it actually affect all cyclists the same? Firstly, let's take into account what is happening when you cycle at sea level, where the total air you breathe in consists of 21% oxygen, whereas when you go up and above 2,700 meters, the realistic height any professional cyclist will race at, with the Col de Galibier topping out at just over 2,600 meters, oxygen levels drop to around 15%. This decrease in oxygen within the air consequently leads to your oxygen levels in your blood to drop from 95% at sea level to around 85% at altitude. This means that for the same required effort or power output that you would ride at sea level can't be maintained at altitude. This is due to the physiological stresses that increase heart rate, breathing rate, and blood lactate in the body, making cycling efforts and even simple tasks such as walking up and down stairs notably tougher. There are a number of ways altitude training can be carried out, through training and sleeping at high and low altitudes, or even a combination of both. The benefits of sleeping high and training low mean you can still get a good quality session in, and because you're going to be sleeping regardless, why not do it at altitude? To train your body to cope with oxygen saturation but under less stress. This does mean either finding a hotel at the top of a mountain or slugging it out with an altitude tent. This would usually require finding mountain ranges to ride over, but a similar protocol can be achieved within altitude training chambers, which are becoming commonplace in major cities. Despite logically seeming the most efficient way to train for altitude, combining training and sleeping at high altitudes can be tricky. It is likely to produce good results, but feel very tough the first time you train. If you're sleeping at altitude, you will also recover slower than at sea level due to the reduced oxygen levels. This can in turn affect the subsequent efforts you can produce or the quality of your training sessions the following day. Of course, the rate at which you can acclimatise to altitude can be different for different riders, with previous experience of riding at altitude resulting in faster adaptations. It is also no coincidence that two of the best climbers in the world, Chris Froome and Nairo Quintana, spent a large part of their youth living and consequently training at altitude.